The LPGA tour had Caitlin Clark play, and the LPGA, like, fans, well, the event was taken over by the ominous crowd that made sure to go get angry at everything Caitlin Clark did and everything Caitlin Clark does and was ever going to do, and made it that she was the problem and not the solution.
Okay, this is wild. The WNBA is absolutely exploding right now. But get this, it's partially thanks to a surprise invitation from the LPGA. They invited Caitlin Clark, one of basketball's brightest young stars, to play in a special golf event. The result, a massive electric crowd and a whole new wave of fans suddenly obsessed with women's golf. Talk about a power move.
The LPGA, you can see when it came to them that they were happy that Caitlin Clark was there. They knew exactly the value that Caitlin Clark brought.
But hold up, while the golf world rolled out the red carpet for Clark, the WNBA's reaction to her insane popularity has been anything but friendly. You're probably thinking, why? Is it just jealousy or something way deeper? Get ready, because this isn't just about one player. This story dives into a rivalry that could completely reshape women's sports forever. What's even more insane is the LPGA saw her value immediately, celebrating her arrival like crazy.
To the whole event, they saw how important it was that new fans were getting involved in golf, especially women's golf.
Let me break this down for you. The LPGA inviting Caitlin Clark was a total game changer. Fans, and I mean everyone, showed up, not just for the golf, but to catch a glimpse of Clark herself. Her popularity is just undeniable. The LPGA welcomed her with open arms, realizing she's not just a celebrity, she's a beacon, pulling in brand new audiences. They got it. Caitlin isn't just a basketball player, she's a magnetic force for young fans who might never have even considered women's golf before this.
Because we know in the WNBA, when it came to Caitlin Clark, it was a lot of like, we don't need you and we were good before and we don't like your fans and this, that, and everything.
But here's the kicker. This incredible welcome from the LPGA somehow triggered a wave of frustration from the WNBA. Seriously, why? You'd think they'd embrace the massive boost she brings, right? But some WNBA voices actually see her as a rival for attention. Instead of a global phenomenon, there's this wild perception that she's stealing the spotlight from their own established stars. And if that wasn't enough, some players and supporters are claiming her publicity is undermining all their hard-earned advancements. But wait, let's think about this. The WNBA's reaction is the complete opposite of the LPGA's. Are they protecting their own, or are they completely missing the bigger picture? If women's sports are truly going to blow up, wouldn't you want a talent like Caitlin who literally brings millions of new fans with her?
Like, they did everything they could to sabotage their own league. And yeah, it backfired. For me anyway, I think it's hard to argue that it didn't completely backfire for them, because Caitlin Clark is more popular than ever.
The crazy part is how LPGA players and fans reacted. The energy at that event was absolutely electric. Like, everyone knew they were witnessing something special, not just another golf tournament. People showed up super early just to see Clark, and then hung around long after, soaking up the excitement and even interacting with other players. This wasn't some fluke, it was a clear signal of massive growing interest that could elevate all women's sports. Even top LPGA stars like Nelly Korda publicly praised Clark, calling her a breath of fresh air and celebrating the new audience she brought. They saw Caitlin as an ally, a boost of energy and enthusiasm, not a threat, and they jumped on that opportunity. What's even more insane is the WNBA, on the other hand, has been ridiculously defensive about Clark's popularity. They're making it seem like she's a threat to their established dynamics, instead of seeing the massive potential for cross-promotion and huge visibility. Some WNBA players literally see her fan following as an infringement. You have to understand, this attitude could be seriously hindering the league at a crucial time. While the WNBA is playing it cautious, almost overly protective of its identity by sidelining Clark, they're missing out on a golden opportunity that could benefit everyone in women's sports. It's like they're guarding an exclusive club instead of building an inclusive platform for all women's sports fans. By pushing her away, the WNBA risks looking totally out of touch with what today's sports audience craves: dynamic stories, stories, personalities, and connections across leagues. Caitlin Clark's genuine passion for all female athletes, her constant push for unity and shared accomplishment, is exactly why she's so famous. She's repeatedly said how much she respects the WNBA and wants to uplift women's sports as a whole. Imagine if the WNBA had embraced that passion instead of brushing it aside. She could have brought new fans, massive ticket sales, and unprecedented visibility. Instead, their response has been cautious, almost dismissive, a huge missed opportunity they might deeply regret. By treating Clark like a rival, they've accidentally created public tension that could actually alienate the very fans they want to attract. The LPGA's approach is a masterclass in adaptability. They saw Clark as a moment to grow, to bring in fresh faces, and they capitalized on it. They get that women's sports, often with lower viewership, thrive on cross-league support. They don't care where the fans come from. They're just thrilled more people are watching, and they're setting themselves up to keep those fans long-term. In stark contrast, the WNBA sees Clark's popularity as a threat, focusing on maintaining a status quo that simply won't work in the evolving sports landscape. The LPGA's blueprint for embracing new stars is what other leagues need to follow. The WNBA's protective stance, however justified it feels internally, is risking alienated fans and stalled growth. If leagues don't welcome stars who draw new audiences, they'll struggle in our interconnected sports world. Fans want collaboration, energy, and solidarity, especially in women's sports where challenges are shared. As Clark's impact explodes, the LPGA proves that openness equals progress. If more leagues adopted this model, all women's sports would benefit. The WNBA's reluctance versus the LPGA's embrace, that difference is only going to get more obvious. The WNBA might just restrict its own reach by ignoring a star like Clark, leaving fans and resources on the table. This isn't just about one player or league, it's about the entire future of women's sports as a unified powerhouse. And if the WNBA doesn't pivot, they might end up watching other leagues cash in on the star power they chose to overlook. What's truly been revealed is a massive underlying divide. While the LPGA shows vision and flexibility, the WNBA's reaction screams protective, almost defensive. This friction is wild, especially when unity and shared promotion could supercharge women's sports. Caitlin Clark isn't just a fan favorite, she's a passionate advocate for all female athletes. It's not just her fan base, it's the ripple effect she has, inspiring young girls across every women's sport. The WNBA could have owned this moment, writing Clark's story to massive visibility. Instead, they've created an image of exclusivity that could totally backfire, leaving fans wondering why their league isn't more welcoming. Her magnetic personality and crowd-drawing ability are an incredible asset to every sport she touches. Seriously, imagine if the WNBA had taken a page from the LPGA's book and publicly celebrated her success. The LPGA gets that Caitlin Clark is more than an athlete, she's a relatable personality, and that's the real draw. Those crowds weren't just there for golf, they were there for the excitement, the story, and to be part of something new. That's LPGA's true insight. They weren't trying to keep golf pure, they were focused on growth, and Clark was their perfect catalyst. So why hasn't the WNBA adopted that mindset? What's even more intriguing is how fans are reacting to the WNBA's hesitation. By not fully backing Clark, the WNBA risks alienating not just her fans but their own. This sends a terrible message to aspiring athletes, fostering division instead of celebrating shared accomplishments. Fans are screaming their support for Clark, no matter the sport, eager to follow her journey. The WNBA's stand, it's creating division and implying cross-sport support isn't possible. The LPGA, though, they understand reciprocal promotion and community. Their strategy shows a deep grasp of what modern sports fans truly want: players who cheer each other on, leagues that collaborate, and a sense of shared community. The LPGA's partnership with Clark broadcasts that they're actively seeking expansion. They're not scared of new followers or the massive exposure Clark brings, they're embracing it. While the WNBA seems stuck in a mindset that could totally cripple its own development, the LPGA's adaptive strategy is absolutely crucial for their future success.